The people that you tell me are supposed to help me do not exist. They exist to take our money. All right, we've got people who are elderly out here, 65 or older, and physically disabled, and they're all being sent to mental health because they're poor people. So a therapist makes money off of them. Even though that therapist is supposed to be a mandated reporter, and that's why we're sent to them, they want to blow these people off over to the physical disability place who wants to blow them off to the mental disability place. It's not that we don't try to turn in the crimes committed against us, it's that we are prevented from doing so. There's a lot of people out here who have been through a lot of trauma of their own, and they'll use that as an excuse to look the other way and treat you like crap right after you've helped them. Right after they've made a deal. Hey, I'll help you if you help me. Okay. Well, I did my part. What are you doing? Oh, I didn't say I promise, Sean. I love hearing that one. I never said I promise. And the thing is, out here on the streets, it's not just men it's happening to. It's not just women it's happening to. It's both. It's not just black people. It's not just white people. It's not just Asian people. It's not just Jews. It's not just Christians. There's a lot of different types of folks out here. We got Muslims out here on the streets. We got people who are actually from Africa out here on the streets. People who are actually from Europe out here on the streets. People actually from Asia, actually from Australia. There's a lot of homeless people in the United States. And you victimize us for profit unless we have a friend or family member who actually cares. But do we have that out here? No, I have to beg other homeless people for help. These people can't even help themselves. Oh, sure they could if they worked together with somebody, but none of them do because all of them are used to getting screwed. A lot of them are habitually afraid of everybody, and especially right now with 90% or more of the homeless people being on drugs. I see a lot of homeless people out here on the streets here in Tillamook that have families. Families that actually care about them. Why are they still out on the streets? Well, in most cases, it's because they don't have family that actually cares about them. I had to come out here and try to find some phone numbers. Most of these folks don't call back, or they want a bunch of money I don't have. When I did have money, what did it go to? Getting ripped off? People taking advantage of me? All they got to do is call me mentally ill, and it magically makes it okay. And the only thing that I have that can defend me against that is a friend or family member. But you know what? That's not how I'm treated. All anybody ever remembers now is, oh, he's a dude, so he should take care of it himself. Well, that makes it a lot more difficult to protect myself or anyone else. If we don't work together, we get nothing. And rightfully so, we deserve nothing. There's just too much. Too much evidence. I was able to dig out some of the bags of evidence I got in the back. I got a bunch of stuff still up in the mountains. I'm running swiftly out of gas, and I can't take care of myself. Meanwhile, all it would take is one person out here to take a look at my situation and speak up about it to make a difference. But you got to speak up in the right place, and you have to not do it alone. That makes it too easy to brush those people under the rug. The fact that I'm one of those people is not fun. The excuses here that I hear these people telling the homeless, I also speak to people who are not homeless, and I hear about the help that they get. And you don't understand how much easier it is to get those things once you've got a roof over your head and a friend or family member. But just because you don't have a roof over your head doesn't mean you don't still need a friend or family member when something messed up happens. And you guys just make excuses like we chose for you to ignore us for years while we were victimized by our friends and family. While you claim to be friends. So many people claim to be my friend. What'd they do? They just got a hold of me on Facebook, right? Once in a while, they'd get onto a public post to be douchebags to me. Tell me how to think and how to feel. God damn, do they fucking flip their wig if I do it back. What I needed was a friend or family who actually cared, not someone pretending like they were a friend or family member. To actually be one. I literally cannot take care of myself. And because I'm a male, nobody understands that I need help doing a lot of different things. I don't have the ability to do these things, and none of these people listen to why I try to understand why. They're too busy talking over me and trying to tell me to do things that I'm already trying. Do you ever get sick and tired of someone telling you to do something you're already doing? The fact is, some things require help. None of us live in a world where we can take care of ourselves. None of us. How many people on that whole survival island thing, how many of y'all would survive that? I know a few people that could, not very many. The people that I know that could are homeless. All of them. When I was homeless in Boulder, we had a lot of people who were in the military, got out of the military, didn't have nothing. It's amazing how quickly you can lose everything when you find out your wife's cheating when you're in another country, huh? How quickly you can lose everything and she can walk away with it all. A lot of them do have disabilities. It's just too much. Keep having to beg people just to listen. Like, you would think that would be the easiest thing for them to do. Lots of people wanted to type at me that they were good listeners, and I tested that theory out. They were not good listeners. They were good talkers. Primarily women who had been taught that their talking fixes everything. No, primarily efforts from others are what fixes things. One of the women over there at the church, she was wanting to volunteer a young man who was with her to help me with my car. Did he show up? No, he didn't. But he was volunteered for the duty. See, we are expected slaves. When a woman says we're supposed to do something, we're supposed to do it. If not, you're disrespecting a woman by not giving her what she wants right when she wants it. Well, that's stupid when it gets so many people killed. What you consider rude, you don't consider so rude when you do it. It's only rude if I do it back. It goes for a lot of other people out here. They just want to be left alone, but you don't understand that your fucking craziness, your insanity, your paranoia is the reason that we are victimized to the point that we are. Many people who would never steal from anybody are victimized out here to the point that, yeah, they have no choice but to be thieves. Anybody who chooses not to be a thief out here, well, they're going to have a few days hungry. I have a lot of days hungry. A lot of other people have a lot of days hungry because they're not willing to be thieves. There's a lot of people who are out here because they were victimized into it, same as me. And don't get me wrong, I'm the first to admit that there's a lot of people out here on the streets that are drug addicts. Of course I admit it. I work with a lot of them, or at least I used to. So, I get your assumptions. But there are so many of us out here that aren't on drugs, that are not drinking. We're not running around beating on people. We're not lighting the countryside on fire. I'm going to check the ATM. I think I have like 68 cents left on my card.
Nobody in their right mind is easy. Sorry. Well, I'm always saying the apocalypse party, the best way to drive through these guys is in a car.
Is it? Wow. Thank you and have a good day. Thank you. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
My turn, huh?
Yeah.
Not sure if it's true. I use my
time, man. Thank you, I'll work out. So you know it's really super confusing? Where they have the Starbucks sign makes it look like the Starbucks should be there.
After it went through, it would stop.
Have a pizza has milk?
Yes, but don't leave it till after dinner. So we have the lunch. Okay, you're gonna eat some pizza. The line dies down by the time we get our coffee, and we'll go to your point over here, okay?
Done this, go. Alright, I'm glad I didn't really get surprised. I would like a tall cup of coffee and a brunch with
Yeah, I put some weird ones on there sometimes.
I can't make it.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
That's your hand.
I am warm.
But still in all your heat.
I'm cool.
And so,
no, I'm good. Thanks, though.
And we'll have too.
If John's too difficult to remember, though, you called me Big Scary Bear. Grr.
don't push it away from us.
Oh,
I'll get a secret.
I like that cat. Pop.
say I have enough?
They call it cat.
There you go.
They call it cat.
Alright. Thank you, Miss Miriam. I'm gonna at least pretend to. Thank you. You guys and Cynthia are like my only familiarity here.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. God damn it. That guy who drives the Dolphin. Here again. Who do I get a hold of about this guy? Four four 648. God damn. Perhaps I should show you a little bit of history with that guy. It's not cool being stalked by this creepy fucker. Right now, it's just good enough that he let his presence be known. He already knows the cops ain't gonna do shit, and yes, he does watch my channel. Usually I can tell it's him because he gets out of his vehicle and stares at me. I think it's just hilarious. And this is why I speak up. A lot of y'all have no idea what it's like to have a real stalker. Many of the women that I know, what they consider stalking, they do on a daily basis to the men they're with. And if he leaves, those activities don't usually cease. It depends on whether or not it's his choice or hers. For some odd reason, that makes all the difference in the world to somebody's pride. If he kicks you to the curb, you want his acceptance. That feller there, he's got a history with me and several others since Hood River. And likely a history from before that. Not sure if you noticed, but I'm not a very nice person when it comes to human trafficking, child abuse. I'm not okay with assaulting at-risk adults. See, that's the thing with Farnsworth. If he hadn't been trying to get violent and do the whole I'm a real man thing with the fucking football headbutt thing going on, we both would have gotten out of that situation without a scratch. but Robert Farnsworth wanted to get violent. Right now, there's a room inside the library I could go to, but the chances of me having to walk past that guy are pretty significant. The guy told me he watches my channel, so he knows where I'm at. He's kept true to it. He knows where I'm at. He shows me that he knows where I'm at. And make sure he parks close enough that he knows I can see him. Just enough to be ha-ha about it. Like, hey, you tried calling the cops. You tried getting a hold of the cops. They still cut you off from the resources, and I can still do whatever I want to you, Sean. Of course, he started off with the whole threatening to kill me thing. Trying to start a fight with me and get physically abusive in the fucking McDonald's. Over shit the cops told him that ended up not being true. If it hadn't been for Logan Bishop and his girlfriend Shayna, well, that dumbass who drives that Dolphin, obviously not a real Dolphin, the Dolphin RV over there, of course the cops wouldn't take it seriously in Hood River. They wouldn't take it seriously in the Dalles. They wouldn't take it seriously when I was coming through the forest. Of course, that altercation or situation with that officer, he wasn't even an officer. I don't know what he was, forest ranger something. All the guy said was, "What do you want me to do about it?" Like, aren't we in a forest? Isn't this your job? To protect us and keep us safe. I saw a vehicle when I was in Astoria, in that area. It looked like it might be his too. But of course I didn't approach it. I suppose I should end this video. Grab what I need to go inside with. Make sure that I have something that I can record with. Other than my camera, because other than this camera, because it ended up having difficulties recording inside. When I first got here, I went to 4 different, what do you call those, rest areas. And every time I stopped at a rest area, that guy would show up at the rest area. He'd antagonize me till I pulled out my camera and started recording. Then he'd play stupid and drive off. For me, I try to stay clear of my predators. That doesn't mean they're not going to follow me.